Hey everybody, Bill Knutson here for New York Sports with an Attitude. Well, we did it again. The Mets did it again, if you will. They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Beautiful job. They've done that many times this year. Let's see how it all went down. Just a little while ago, game ended about 20-30 minutes ago. I needed a quick shower after that game. I felt all dirty and disgusting, so I did that. But anyway, got off to a good start. Bautista in the first inning, first pitch fastball to his liking. And, he blasted it for a solo home run. It was a beautiful thing. Then not much offense because, we're going against a kid making his major league debut. And we never do well against guys like that. So, of course, after that, he shut us down for quite a while. So 1-0 in the sixth inning, Frazier did the same thing. First pitch fastball to his liking, swinging the bat. Beautiful. Solo home run. Now we're up 2-0. DeGrom is being DeGrom. He's dominating for the first 5 innings. Unfortunately, the game is 9 innings. So we get to the 6th inning, up 2-0. DeGrom gives up a 2-run game-tying home run. Okay. Then we've got, we're still in the 6th inning. It's 2-2. Runners on third base. Slow ground ball up the first base line. Okay. All Wilmer has to do is come in, get the ball, and the runner will be in front of him and make the tag. He lets the ball roll. He lets the ball come all the way down the line almost to get to him. So the runner goes past him, and then he fields the ball. And the runner from third scored. So all you have to do, a few steps in, pick up the ball, guy's in front of you, make the tag. Lets the guy go sprinting right by him, and then picks up the ball. He let it roll like 3/4 of the way down the line instead of going to get it. Go ahead run in the 6th inning. So now DeGrom went from a 2-0 lead, totally dominating, to leaving after 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 of which were his own fault, and, at least a decent part of the third, because he put the base runner on. But Flores' mental lapse cost us the go-ahead run. Now, I heard a couple of people say, well, he's not really experienced at first base. He's played 88 games at first base. Really? Okay, he's not a 10-year veteran, but 88 games is more than half of a season. And you don't need nearly that long to know, go in, pick up the ball, tag the guy. You don't need that long to figure that out. All right. So then Gesellman comes in the 7th. Now, DeGrom's on the losing end. After he's dominating for 5, after 6 innings, he's on the losing end. Most of it was his fault, though. So Gesellman comes in. Okay. And he gives up 2 unearned runs because Rosario gets a routine ground ball right to him. All he has to do is catch the ball, flip it to second, inning over. He bobbles it. Blows it. Easy. It wasn't hit hard. It wasn't a tough hop. It was nothing. It was so easy, I would have fielded it easily. And he boots it. So now it's 1st and 2nd with 2 outs instead of inning over, down 3-2. Next guy comes up, hits a 2-run double, of course. Now, granted, Gesellman should have never had to face that guy. Inning should have been over. But even after that, you're allowed to get the next guy out after an error. Couldn't do it because he hasn't been that good lately. I still like him, but lately he hasn't been good. After the error, like I said, you're allowed to get the guy out. Couldn't do it. 2-run double, 5-2, see you later. Game's over. Even though it's only the 7th, game was over. We got the 2 solo homers and not much after that. Again, no offense because DeGrom's pitching. DeGrom lost the game. I mean, we didn't help him. Giving him 2 runs isn't a lot of help. Doesn't leave you much room for error. And DeGrom wasn't awesome this time. He was for 5 innings, but the 6th inning, he got beaten up a bit. He lost, and our offense didn't do much to help him. What else is new? I'm going to do a quick rant on something. I know I ranted for a while yesterday on base running and how stupid all of those things are with Major League players. Jose Reyes needs to be done now. He hit a ground ball in the, I think it was the 7th inning, I believe it was. Maybe the 8th, I forget what inning it was. Hit a ground ball, and he basically walked to first base. It was the slowest jog possible. Basically walked. Gave up, gave no effort whatsoever. I'm like, really? You've done very little, if not nothing, all year to help this team. And that's the effort you're going to give? I would have cut him immediately. At least sit him on the bench and mention to the brass, we need to get rid of this guy. He's obviously given up and whatever. No excuse for that. I don't care how your season's going, how the team is doing. You have to bust your butt if you want to play. Cut him immediately. You know, that's just me. I'd never survive as a major league manager, because if you don't hustle, you don't play. I don't care what your status is, how great you are, how much money you make. As long as I'm managing the team, you better be giving me maximum effort. And for the money you're making, I played many games in my life, never for money, never was I not hustling. Whatever sport I was playing, gave it my best, always busted my butt. I got scars all over me to prove it. So there is absolutely no excuse for that. I don't care what your season is like. You have to give your best effort. He needs to be out, never to play for the Mets again, in my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people out there would agree with me. Anyway, okay. We just finished the month of June. Let me tell you, you all know it was horrible, obviously. Let me tell you how horrible it was. We had the worst June in the 57-year history of the Mets. We were 500 at the end of May. 5 wins, 21 losses in June. We were 27-27. Now we're 32-48. 5-21 in June, the worst ever. 1993, we went 6-20 or 6-21. That was the worst, 6 wins. 5-21. It's hard to fathom a month that's that horrible. But that's where we are. Tomorrow is after tomorrow's game, the official halfway mark. Very, very likely we're going to get swept, even if Mats does well. I mean, are you confident that the offense is going to step up? I'm really not. Again, hopefully I'm wrong. But 5-21 in June. June couldn't end fast enough. I can't see how July would be any worse. Hopefully. It can't be, I hope. But that's where we are. 5-21 in June. You know, we were 10 games over in April. By the end of June, 16 games under. And they had a stat that no team had ever gone from 10 games over 500 to 16 games under 500 before August. We did it yesterday, June 29th. So more than a month ahead of any other team in history. We went from 10 over to 16 under 500 to 15 under. It was last night. And now we're sitting at 16 under 500 at the end of June. Absolutely horrific, horrible, whatever. But Mats tomorrow, you know, still got to find some reason to watch this team. But, you know, as I've said several times, we have to be selling. You know, my brother Mike says we have to go after Bryce Harper. Absolutely no chance. I'll look out my window right now, and I'll look for pigs to fly and hell to freeze over, because both of those things would happen before we had any chance at Bryce Harper. First, Bryce Harper would never want to play for the Mets. Why would you want to? You know, with the organization the way it is, as cheap as they are, and that's the second reason. There is no way that we would ever go after him because of the money. He's probably going to get like a 10-year deal, $325, $350 million. So he would never come here, and the Mets would never go after him. He'll end up a Yankee, a Cub, a Dodger, a Red Sox, if he doesn't leave Washington. So, sorry Mike, he keeps telling me it's going to happen. I want him to be right. There's no chance he will be, though. I will be glad to get, I told him I'd do a whole show just bowing and praising him if Harper were ever wearing blue and orange in Flushing. But that show's never going to happen. But, you know, hopefully I'm wrong, crossing the fingers, but that's not happening. All right, well, that's all I've got. I want to thank my cousin Ken up in North Orange, Massachusetts. I saw that you subscribed to my show yesterday. I appreciate that. There are other people that have subscribed to the show that maybe there's a privacy issue. You know, things that they do don't come public. So there are other subscribers. I'm not sure who it was, but I saw that my cousin Ken was. So up in Massachusetts, huge Mets fan. So he's suffering along with me and everybody else. Well, Mets Nation, he's a huge Jets fan too. So he's definitely suffering now. I'm a Giants fan, so I've had 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. But Jets fans, I do feel sorry for you. But like I've said, as this season keeps sinking, football is coming out of my mouth soon. But thanks, Ken, for joining. Thank you, everybody else who I can't see your names publicly, but thank you all for subscribing. And thanks very much to my wife, Tracy, who I started doing these shows on June 15th. It's now June 30th. My wife, Tracy, decided to subscribe this morning. 15 days into it, 15 shows into it, whatever. So thanks to my wife, Tracy, for finally subscribing to her husband's show. She's also my program director. She uploads things for me and critiques and does all those things. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your help. Thanks again, Ken. Thanks everybody else, whether I know or not who you are. Thanks everybody for subscribing. The people that have already subscribed and will in the future, thank you all. I appreciate it. And in closing, same old Mets. Again, we snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. But sun will come up tomorrow, so Annie said in the musical, right? But it will, and the Mets will be playing at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be watching. So hopefully Mets will get it done. I think there's a very high likelihood we're going to get swept, but hopefully not. Make me wrong, Mets. So it's tomorrow. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great evening. I'll see you next time.